Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, video games. Okay. So, I just started by going the wrong way. That's cool. So, the reason why I'm doing 121 Nonstop as opposed to 151, whereas with the other 2 runs I did the full game categories, is because life management in this game is probably one of the worst I've ever seen. There are not a whole lot of spare 1-ups, so you're going to be seeing me grab that 1-up between levels quite often, because it's kind of important. Okay, nice, I got that. So, similar to regular runs, we're starting out with a Dust Drain here, and we're going to see the first route difference between this and regular 121 right off the bat. And that's actually going to be that I'm going to be collecting all 5 stars here. Simply because you kind of have to climb through the entire level anyways, so I figured while you're here, you might as well go ahead and do that. That first star is a little bit tricky to get. You have to make sure your long jump goes that far enough. Okay, and sometimes the camera's here. The camera's weird here whenever you do this set of wall jumps for the second time. Reminder that I am on keyboard, so I have to do some clunky setups sometimes. Any percent... Oh yeah, and ears, volume warning. Please make this. Okay, that jump is probably my least favorite part of the entire level. The good news is, you should never have to hear that part of the song again for the entire rest of the run, which is a bit of a blessing. Okay, so we're gonna get the corner star now. Now we just gotta get all the stars that are at the top of the level. So my thought process with routing this particular category, since obviously you can kind of sort of pick and choose which stars you do, is I wanted to minimize trips to levels. So if I could get more stars in a single trip in one level, then I would usually do that instead. So I honestly doubt this route is optimal, similar to other hacks I've done, but I think what you're going to see is pretty entertaining. Since 151 has never been shown off, to my knowledge, at these events, you'll also get to see a lot of stars that you would not normally see, because I believe this route that I'm going to do does 11 out of 1,500 coin stars. Alright, so Deathless Dust Drain, I'll definitely accept that. I had a few mistakes here and there, but overall, pretty solid. And since I do a death exit there, I spawn right next to that star, which is very convenient. So I'm going to grab the Vanish Cap here to get the star that's behind that invisible wall there. I'll grab that red coin along the way. So I would say Shining Stars 1 overall, at least this version of the hack, is way better for Nonstop than the other 2 hacks I've done. It's probably not as good as 74, but there's less act-specific stuff, and there's less stars that you have to worry about like actually coming back from. And also, once again, similar to 74, a lot of 100 coin routes happen to work out really nicely. For example, in this course, I'm going to be going into the maze here and passing by both this star as well as that red coin, and I can just kind of flip out. So I'm sure a lot of people also know that this hack is pretty infamous for having a bunch of places where you can soft lock. That is why for this run I also have level reset and star select enabled in case I do need to do that. So I'm not going to be doing the trickier triangle star because that star is actually act specific, and I don't need to really do a death abuse for that star, but I figured I might, since that would require an extra trip to a level, and I can pretty easily cut that out. That is just kind of not necessary. That's that's just kind of my foundation with this route. Yeah, reds being next to stars is a very cool part of Nonstop. Or when there's like 2 stars right next to each other. That's probably one of my favorite things. I meant to ground pound there, but I didn't end up exactly above the blue coin switch, so I kind of couldn't time that properly. So really, I'd say the only thing this hack doesn't have going for it in terms of Nonstop is inconvenient timing for exiting course, because a lot of these courses are really big, and again, life management. Alright, so again, I'm not actually going to be collecting every star here, I'm just getting I'm getting every star except for trickier triangles, and then we're just going to exit course. And that 1-up I got at the start of the run, we're going to grab that again. And now I'm actually going to go to Ice Fire Caverns. Mount Lava will be done later. So, this course, if you were doing in 151, you can do in one trip, but first of all, you have to come here after completing the Metal Cap course, because you need the Metal Cap for the Lava Fall Star without dying. And I'm actually not going to obviously be doing that in this run, because the 100 coin star here takes way too long. It's probably, I think, the second longest 100 coin star after Starshine Cove. And honestly, the route isn't very entertaining. So we'll start off by getting the secret star. The Lava Fall star that I mentioned, actually, I'm not going to be getting that, even though it would technically be a really fast star, because of... you basically would have to die to get it, and it's much more convenient to exit from the Metal Cap in a slightly different way. Music is loud? Alright, I will make sure to turn it down during this cutscene. Also, okay, let's try that. Hopefully that's a little bit better. But yeah, also I was wanting to point out that for some reason one of the bullies just glitches out during that star cutscene. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't understand why that happens. It's pretty funny to look at. Okay. Now I gotta get this bully up here. I always have trouble finding where this star is. I don't know how you're supposed to find that for actual speedruns. And then here's something you don't see used anymore. I'm actually going to be climbing up this slope and getting to the top of the level in this manner. So, with just the way you'd go about doing everything in this level, I think this is a slightly better alternative for getting up here. This route is actually a VLJ-less compared to the regular 121 star route. And here's another change I'll be doing. So this star, since I'm kind of right next to it, I figured I might as well make the time commitment to go grab this one as well. And now I can actually go on to the Metal Cap course. I think it's called a Shiver Sheer Cave, where I'm going to be collecting 4 out of 5 of the stars here, because one of the stars requires dying to get back from it. Again, I want to try to preserve lives for this run, since there's not that many of them. And the good news is we shouldn't have to hear the awful Floral Sapien Caverns port at all. Start by hitting the Metal Cap switch. I'm less concerned about game overing in this run, because it's not. I say this hack is it's less likely that you'll die. It's just that there's still a lot of places where I'm gonna have to take death abuses. And now we have no music, which is nice. So we're gonna start by getting the that star at the top there, and then we're just going to kind of work my way down. So the star I'm not going to be getting is sort of the one at the end of the large lava corridor. Even though there's a really fun strat I like doing for that star. Oh, I actually wasn't meant to do that right away. So I meant to go down here and grab this red. Alright, so now I'm gonna go over here. So I'm gonna try to grab this red, and then there's a bunch of exposed ceiling hitboxes around here that make collecting the star very tricky. Uh-oh. That's a problem. So now I'm gonna have to find a place later in the run to get a backup star. So this is gonna be interesting. But I think I should be able to make it work. I think what I'll do is just get one in Mount Lava Lava. So here's the convenient way to exit this level. So this pipe that sends you to course 1, it's actually useful here. Because now I'm just in Chomp Fields and we can go ahead and start off this course. So this course, nothing act specific, we'll be getting everything here. But since the warp starts you off in a slightly different position than you normally would, you have to do things in a slightly different order here. And then getting to the top of the level here is probably the scariest part of the route because of the Mario Galaxy shrinking platforms. Since they don't respawn, you only really have one shot to get up here. Now I have to make sure I don't fall off after that point. Although I think I left enough platforms to where if I did fall off, then I would be still able to get up. And thankfully I only have to climb up here one time. Next up, I'll do the King Bomb fight. And I apologize in advance because the music will break during this fight. I actually did that fight quickly enough to where it didn't. I'm gonna get burned, but I have enough health. There we go. And once again, we get to play the rest of the level in slightly awkward silence. So at this point, I still need to get one of the secrets, I think. It's either 1 or 2, and then just finish off the coins. And then there's also the star in the Chomp's Cave that I need to get. Okay, so I'll get that line of 5, and then there's 2 lines of 5 in that little corridor section right here. And here's again, a nice thing about this is that 2 stars basically right next to each other. These chomps are usually in really inconvenient positions. Okay. So that's it for Chomp Fields. So again, I am going to have to remember to get a backup star later. I think I'm just going to get an overworld one so I can be back on my route as soon as possible. Okay, so here's Piranha Sky Garden. This is one of the few courses in this route that I'll actually be doing in 2 trips. Just because there are 2 stars in this course that you actually can't come back from. One of them is the perfect jump, which forces a death. So I'm actually going to do this first trip being collecting the Hills Have Stars and then also that star. And also conveniently there's a 1-up right next to those 2 stars, so I don't have to worry about, again, no net loss of lives here. Alright, that should be good. There we go. And then I can get the rest of the stars in the second trip to the level. So this is a very entertaining route, I would say. I meant to grab that 8th coin, but that's fine. I can probably just grab it on my way back. So this is very convenient that this works out. So this clip that's possible to get into this star to skip the vanish cap, it's not working. This is kind of a hit or miss clip for me. There we go. But here's the convenient part, is that there's no ceiling here, so I can just pop right back through. And now I can continue sort of on my merry way here. Yeah, I think overall the thing with this hack is that there's a lot of really fun movement, but not really many tricks going on here. But I think the routing for Nonstop works out nicely. I will say there's a lot of cool routes that I'm a little disappointed I'm not going to get to show off that you would do in 151. For example, Course 15 has a pretty cool one that allows you to get 5 out of 7 of the stars in a single trip. Okay. Yeah, there is a ROM for that in a vanilla SM64. And then last star, fittingly, is going to be the secret star here. So this star, you also can't come back from, because obviously there's no way off of this platform. But since this is also the last star I need to level, I can just exit course. I'd like that 1-up, please. So again, just grabbing that 1-up over and over again, just kind of helping me build up some lives so that I hope we don't have to later. Okay, so here's going to be where I get a backup star, since I missed the star in Metal Cap earlier. I'm just gonna, so this star would not, I would not normally do in the route. Okay, I cannot believe I saved that. Alright, I have to do this without a lava mist, which I'm not used to doing. Okay, we're good. So I normally wouldn't do this star because it requires dying, but there you go. So now I'm back on track with my star count. So we're gonna start off with the regular 100 coin route where I have to go into the lava here to get, I think, 30 coins. And I don't think I've shown this off in either of the other 2 hacks I've done yet, but when you grab a star in Nonstop with the shell itself disappears, but you continue riding it, which is very convenient for this stage in particular, and several other stages as well. So I can climb out of there using the mountain, and then while I'm here, I can actually climb up the entire mountain. I actually timed it, and if you do it properly, this only saves like 6 or so seconds over doing the star the normal way. In fact, you could probably optimize that even further to make it even closer, but obviously that's way easier to do. And now it's just a matter of getting the rest of the coins here. Haven't missed any coins so far. I don't think. And then here in this cave, there's only 5 red coins to worry about. we're gonna finish off with some stars, with the last 2 stars in this cavern here, starting with the Lava Piranha star. I have to make sure I'm careful when killing each of these piranha plants, otherwise, if I move away from them too quickly, like I did with that 4th one there, then it doesn't complete its death animation before it deactivates, and that's a problem. Okay, so this is the so at this point you have to either get one of these 2 stars, and for 121 I usually choose to end with this one because again, I don't have to die. I can just exit course. And there we go. So now I'm back with my intended star count here. So grab that one up again. Now we're gonna go to Bowser's Tower of Terror. So you can actually collect all 4 stars in one trip here because the Lava Fall star is right next to where you can actually easily land on an earlier section of the course after grabbing it, and then the Vanish Cap wall is one way, so you can actually pretty easily make it back from that. But since both of those stars require a lot of backtracking, I decided not to include them in the route. But I am going to be doing red coins, which again you would not normally see in 121. Because since these levels are mostly linear and you pass by pretty much all the red coins anyways, you might as well grab the star since it's not going to take you all out of the level. That's kind of my thought process with including a lot of coin routes in this run, is because since you kind of have to go all around the level, you pass by most of the coins anyways, so you might as well just collect them while you're on the way and get 2 more stars out of that. So here's the only other star I'll get here because I don't have to do any unnecessary backtracking for it. Or I guess necessary in this case. Okay. So those are the only 2 stars I'm going to be grabbing here, and now I have to do the Bowser fight. Gotta make sure I switch into like Kichukan before I enter the pipe there. Is that going to hit? Nice, that barely hit. And then I have to make sure to switch back into Mario Cam. And just like I usually do, once I grab the key, since Nonstop doesn't affect keys either, I can just exit course. So I'm not entirely done with Overworld 1 yet, but in order to make the route for Starshine Cove work out, I'll actually need the wing cap. So we're gonna make a quick detour to the start of Overworld 2 and clear out Magma Mountains and then also Sky Tower. So this is another course that I'll actually be spending 2 trips getting to, and I also won't be grabbing every star here. So I'm going to start by getting the skill with the shell star. This star you can make it back from once you grab it, but it is absurdly difficult, and honestly, it's probably just as fast to die. So I'm just going to grab the star and then lava boost underneath it. And then for the second trip, I'll be grabbing every star except the one in like the little purple quicksand room that requires the shell, because that's a star you can't come back from, and it would be much better to pair this with a trip to the wing cap, of course. So 100 coins, I'll just bring this up because I'm going to be criticizing the regular 121 route a lot. This 100 coin star, I think actually, maybe not reds, but this 100 coin star, if you pair it with like the shell star, I believe could be fast enough to be in the regular 121 route. There's a couple criticisms of the regular 120 route that I'd like to make during this run. So yeah, this is one of those levels I think is a good example of you pass by so many coins while you're making your way to all the other stars that you might as well make the time commitment to grab all the coins, and you get 2 free stars out of that. Okay, I can't do the double lava boost to get to this star, like you do in regular RTA speedruns, because I need to be able to lava boost back, and I need to be able to afford at least 1 health for that, whereas if I did that skip, then I'd lose too much health to be able to do that, and I don't know if it's possible to get back there without a lava boost. There's a little one-up over here I can grab. Hopefully I don't die here. This pairs nicely with going over here to get the Metal Vanish Fusion Star. And since those walls don't actually exist as walls, it's pretty easy to get back from there. This is probably one of the scarier portions of the route, because at this point I'm going to be, once I grab the final 2 coin collecting stars here, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the 100 coin star here, because if I have the 8th red coin be my 100th coin, then that makes it kind of tricky to get the star without falling off. So, I need to keep the shell all the way until I get to Sky Tower. And that's a problem. So, normally what I would do is I need to grab this star, and then I would just keep the shell and then make my way over to Sky Tower, but since I lost it, I'm going to have to take an intentional death, and that's probably one of the biggest time losses you can have with this route, unfortunately. Because now I have to, because I'm not going to risk doing that risky BLJ to get to Sky Tower, so, I'm actually just going to have to go all the way back up there and grab the shell. That's probably close to about a minute lost, I'd say. Yeah, like I said, that's one of the riskier parts of this route here. Let's try this again. Yeah, the tricky part of if I were to actually do this while collecting the red coin star would be making it around here without hitting any of the exposed ceiling hitboxes. Okay, so here's a Sky Tower. I'll be collecting all 5 stars here, starting with this one, which you can't come back from, so I'm just gonna have to die. And here's my first big criticism of the vanilla 121 route. Why is wing cap res in this route? It takes like over 70 seconds. And I feel like that's way too long for this category. Now, I am going to be doing it in Nonstop since I have to go all around the level basically anyway, so might as well. But still, I feel like this is just way too long of a star for the main category, and considering that there are alternatives. I don't know who came up with the route that Space used in his world record, but there are several optimizations that I would make to it. I actually did a little bit of timing myself, and I've come up with some ideas. I think Reds is paired with the Switch, but you could probably use the cannon to do that instead. Speaking of which, gonna use this setup that Space found to grab this higher up star, where I just aim the cannon as far away as possible and then just mash Z. And now, no more regular music. Now I have to do this risky long jump to get over here, and the big fall damage will move me far forward enough to just grab that. I have to jump down here. And here's the last time I get to save in this run. So that's fun. To do a couple of flights to get these final red coins. That's bad. I think I was both too low there, and I also hit what looked like a ceiling hitbox, so... Should I still get reds? Okay, I think I should, because I want to follow this route, and I can't think of any other backup stars I could do that are convenient. Well, normally, I know I just had that big rant, but this is a case where I want to follow the route I gave myself. And I've already done one alteration to that. Let's try this again. This time, hopefully, we don't fall off. Okay, there we go. So yeah, pretty big time losses throughout this segment of the run. But that's just kind of the risky run when doing Nonstop. Okay, I have a very, very low pitch stored right now, so hopefully that doesn't screw me over. Alright, nice. And I'll finish on that star, because again, there's no way back from it, but I can just exit course. So next step, I'm going to go to a Starshine Cove. Similar to the regular 121 route, I'll get every star here except for secrets, reds, and hundreds, because those stars take an eternity to get. And I don't think the route here is quite optimal either, because there is a faster way to get to the star on the tree, but I don't know how to do that without soft locking the game, so... By the way, I won't be coming back up there to grab that second MIPS star, but luckily MIPS does spawn in 2 locations in the overworld for some absurd reason. So I can actually get the second MIPS in a trip to overworld 2. So I'll start by grabbing the beachside cabin star. By the way, if you go too far to the left here, you hit an exposed ceiling hitbox and soft lock. So I have to make sure that I stay to the left on that slope there. Okay, please don't fall off. Okay. The collision on this tree is very questionable and wonky, to put it lightly. Alright, I'll try to get some speed slide kicks. I gotta get at least one. Okay, that was kind of one. Okay, and then I'll finish with the hot air balloon star, which I kind of made my own little setup for. since I have a lot of trouble doing this flight from all the way up here, so in order to make it a little bit easier, once I grab the wing cap, I'm actually just going to fall down here. I mean, this entire course, believe it or not, I've tested this, it's actually completable capless because there's a very convenient exposed ceiling hitbox near star number 1 that you can BLJ off of a bunch of times. But, especially for the hot air balloon star, it's very inconsistent. So I won't be getting anything else in Overworld 1 here, but I will be exiting course here a bunch more times. Alright, so now we're going to Wintry Wasteland, and I'll go back to collecting every star here, including reds and hundreds. So I'm actually going to start with this star you get for climbing the glacier here. Nearly fell off there. And you can also make it back from this star. Even with not enough health for one. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to die here. Yeah. That's not a huge deal. I hadn't made like much progress in that level aside from that. So just an unintentional death that I'm gonna have to live with. So I'm only going to be using the wing cap for one of the stars here, obviously aside from the Star Temple, since I need it to get there. Well, technically not. There's another way to get there capless, but it's not faster for this route. And I'll save your ears once again by getting the star with the wing cap active so that you don't have to listen to that music anymore. Unless you enjoyed it, in which case, sorry. And now I just kind of have to go around the level collecting all the stars and coins, since again, you basically just pass by all of them. I think I can afford to miss that one. There's a decent amount of coins in this level if I need to get like backups somewhere. Oh boy, I can save this. Nice. Hopefully I don't do that again. I don't think I'm at risk of taking fall damage here, because I'm pretty sure all of this is snowy ground, which means you just get stuck in it instead of taking fall damage. Alright, and now I'm going to be fine, because I'm going to be able to heal. This is another one of those levels similar to a Colossal Candy Clutter in Star Road, where part of their problem with routing it is actually that there's too many coins, and you pass by even more of them when you have to get all the stars along the way. That red coin is in a very awkward position, just saying. So I sort of just, my thought process for those kinds of levels is I sort of just grab whatever coins I feel like grabbing and just kind of work with it. I think I have exactly enough here though. Because at this point I just need this line of 5 here, and then there are 3 more reds, and then that will get me to the total I need. And I don't want to fall down the center of this tower once I get here, because otherwise you're dead. And I haven't had that happen to me in an RTA run, but I have had that happen to me in practice. And make sure you don't forget that star. I have forgotten that star before, and it is not fun. And thankfully, when you long jump from there, you only have to take 1 lava bounce. So that's all the stars in the level, and now I can head over to the Star Temple, which is, spoilers for anybody who hasn't yet played this version of the game, it's just hidden in this course. I should be entering this course with mostly full health. I think I'll probably have to take one lava boost in order to actually get to the warp. So, I very, very, very dislike this course. Oh, never mind, I'll actually be entering it with 1 HP. The good news is, though, there is a blue coin switch that gives you literally enough blue points to get 100. So, I'll just go ahead and get that to start off. So, thankfully, I can do this course in one trip, though the last star does require an unavoidable death. It's just that this course is insanely tedious. Namely, this part right here. Because sometimes your triple jump gets eaten, other times you just don't triple jump. I don't know how you're intended to climb up. Honestly, this level is just designed so strangely. I don't know how you were intended to get many of the stars here. Okay. So similar to the Vanish Cap star I mentioned in Bowser 1, this Vanish Cap wall is also only one way. So you can also just pop right back out once you grab that star. That's actually pretty convenient. Before I knew that, I actually had a much better route where you get 3 stars in your first trip, with the third one being the star that you have to die to get. And then you do a second trip and end on that star so you can exit course, which only wastes 1 life, as opposed to the route I'm doing where I'm going to have to waste 2. And here's the one time where it's actually acceptable to grab that star when you're trying to do that triple jump. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. I haven't yet been able to get this to work. Okay, well, I didn't even know that was possible, but I used the punch there to make it so that Mario didn't do a slope jump. He did a regular single jump, and that way I could kick there. That's actually the first time I've ever pulled that off, so poggers. Also, I just noticed that I forgot to split for a Wintry Wasteland, but it's fine. Okay, so the 2 stars I have left here are just the ones on this side of the level. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I count to 6 kicks there and then jump over. And there is a 1-up in this section, but you can't get to the star if you go ahead and grab it, so we're just going to go ahead and skip out on it. And I barely grabbed that star. So I'm going to have to take a death there, and then I also have to die again to get out of here. I meant to take big fall damage on that box first, and then land in the lava, but we're just going to have to settle for 3 lava bounces. Okay, next up we have the Abyss, and this is probably one of my favorite routes. It's a difficult course to pull off, but I really, really like the 100 coin route here. Got a lot of really cool movement. And again, doing the 100 coin star here is kind of warranted, since you basically have to go all around the level to get every star here anyways. And that's basically what the 100 coin route has to do. So this is probably the only like really, really difficult part, is making it back from here, because you don't really have because the camera sucks and you don't have a whole lot of space to work with. And also that jump doesn't have as much room for error as I would have liked. That was maybe not a smart decision on my part, but I'm dead. That was unfortunate. I probably should have let the chuck get through me instead of trying to get released early. So that's a pretty big time loss. Now I have to redo all of that first part of the coin collecting. Luckily, I think I garnered a pretty decent amount of lives from the early game, so I shouldn't have to really farm anymore. And I don't have to do that one jump for that 1 star again, since I kind of already collected it, which is also nice because now I can actually use the extra floatiness of the wing cap for this section. Make it a little bit easier. Of course, now I've lost it. And yeah, the music does restart if you enter an area where the music is supposed to change. I haven't pointed that out yet, and since that happens in quite a few places in this hack, or if you enter a pipe that takes you to a different area in the stage, then the music will also restart. Try this. This is... I have trouble getting this to work sometimes for some reason. There we go. I actually kind of like this version of the song, even if it's a little bit loud. Ooh, that dive could have killed me. So yeah, free one up there. This is a very scary part of the route, because I have to make sure everything below me is instant death quicksand. And the collision here is not the greatest. As well as the camera. So there's the 100 coin star, so at the very least I won't have to redo that if I somehow die here. This swing cap will allow me to get to the red coin star. And again, conveniently, the red coin star is also next to the star that you get at the start of the level. So this can be the final star I collect here, and then I can just die. Alright, next up we have New Shine City with another route that I would say is rather interesting. Because you kind of have to do things here in a somewhat awkward order. So I have to take this warp 2 times here. Once for this. And then I'll have to take the warp again for the Vantage Cap Star here. And I don't remember if this is a one-way wall or not, so just to be safe, I like to grab that star close to the edge so that the wall just pushes me out no matter what. And then I can take this path over here to get to the star in this direction. By the way, sorry, I know that's one of the few good tracks in the game. This jump should make it. And for some reason, I only take small fall damage there instead of large fall damage. I think that fall is like on the brink of being big small damage. Okay. I need to make sure I heal here because I'm going to have to take another large fall damage here in a sec. So I need to be able to make sure I can survive that. Alright. Camera here is kind of awful. Makes it hard to land here. Now I have to actually make it to this star. line it up. And then I'll just finish on the one that you get, that you basically just long jump into a pit for. So let's not miss this. Nice. So yeah, pretty simple stage. And now we get to go to Desolate Dryline, so ear reboarding. This was one of the hardest courses to decide a route for, and I don't even think the route I'm doing here is optimal for 121 especially. But there are two problems with this route, one of which being, there's two problems with this course, one of which is the shell stars, because I used to actually do them, but part of the risk is that doing one of them, I could risk soft blocking there as well. And I want to avoid doing that whenever possible, so I'm actually going to be getting, I'm not going to be getting the shell stars at all, and instead I'm going to be getting this star in the temple here, and then the one in and then I'll be getting the secret star. And then I'll also be getting reds and hundreds here as well, although it's kind of less optimal here, I'd say. So the reason why going into this temple is bad is because of this. Because you just kind of fall all the way down here. Alright. There's the red. I've had a lot of trouble finding that red. But here's something super convenient, is that I can actually use this shell here to climb up this floor. That allows me to get to the top here, where there should be a red coin. There it is. So that's a slightly faster alternative for getting up here. I really don't want to fall off here, because I don't have that shell backup for me anymore. I'm going to try to jump straight down to the star platform there. Nice. Grab some of those coins along the way, because the last ring of 8 I'm going to be collecting is the one right next to the secret star. Actually, I could have grabbed that ring of 8, but it's fine. Not a huge difference, I don't think. So again, this definitely isn't the best route for 121 for this stage, but I think it works out pretty well. Here, and so if you were trying to route 151, this is a star that you can't come back from. I think you could theoretically do this in one trip, but it's better to do it in 2 because of the shell stars. So that was overall pretty solid. And now we can go to the slide, and I'll use frame walking to get up here. But actually, so this is where the second MIPS in the game spawns. So you can actually get this MIPS both times in Overworld 1, but there's an alternative for getting it here in Overworld 2, so I use that in order to make sure I don't have to climb all the way back up to Starshine Cove a second time. And now we get to do the slide. So I have to make sure I hit the starting line here. I don't know if there's a time limit here. If there is, it's very, very lenient. So the main risks here are just making sure you don't fall and die. Because usually falling off the slide means death because the platforms are too high for you to lava boost onto. And overall, this level's pretty straightforward. And once again, we'll just die here.
Mamma mia!
And then next up is Bowser's Magma Mine. Again, this is a course where I won't be getting every star here as well. So the Shell Star you can make it back from, but it's definitely slower, and otherwise you have to die. And then collect the Cap Star here, you definitely have to die to get to. And since I want to minimize trips for this route, I'm only going to be getting 2 stars here. And neither of those stars by themselves are particularly fast to get, or particularly fast to save an entire trip just to get one. So I'll only be getting reds here as well as the one that's on top of this pillar. Fortunately, that pillar is located very close to this start of the level here, so I can easily lava boost back up. Aw, I thought I was going to make it back without having to take damage. Okay. So that's the only 2 stars I'm gonna get here, then I need to get key 2. Very nice, made that throw as well. Doing pretty good on throws so far here. And since I'd have to die twice in this level in order to exit from this fight by dying, once I grab the key, I'll just exit course, even though it is a bit of a time commitment to get back. Yeah, the vanilla SM64 tracks in this hack are surprisingly quiet. Like, I think they're quieter than in the original game. So now I have kind of the slowest part of the run here, I'd say, because of the second overworld door here. And before I forget, I'm going to make sure I grab this toad. And I really don't like climbing up this slope in this version of the game, because there's a ceiling hitbox here or it's either ceiling or out of bounds, I don't know. It's something that likes to knock me all the way down there. So unfortunately, Nonstop can't fix this. So I do have to climb all the way back up here. I'm actually pretty good on lives here. Once I enter Overworld 3, I should be pretty safe for the rest of the run because in the area with the Toad Star, there's actually a 1-up that has basically 3 1-ups on top of each other. Okay, so Hydrofire Chasm. Another level where I'll be getting every star and doing it in one trip. We're going to start with the Wiggler fight here just so we can get the music out of the way here. Because I don't think you're going to want to listen to this music for the entirety of the level because of this. But guess what? Now I get to play the rest of this level without any music. So, you're welcome. That being said, this is the level I'm probably most likely to soft lock in, but I should be able to avoid it. I do have the additional Game Shark codes enabled just in case. So this coin route is going to be slightly different since I grabbed that ring of 8. I don't need to get all the coins at the start here. I actually have there's actually 2 spare coins you have for this route, so I can afford to miss some, obviously. I haven't been able, I don't know what the fastest way to grab all those blue coins are. And now I have the reds, which is a somewhat stressful part of the star because it's very easy to just make a big mistake here and lose a lot of time. Plus there's like that. Plus there's a particular jump that I'm going to attempt that I actually only have 1 shot at. And I don't even know if I'll be able to attempt it now because of that. Because I'm going to have to do a different routing here to get the remaining reds. Alright, so how's this going to work? I think I can long jump here. Okay, that didn't go as planned. It's very unfortunate that falling there basically means you just have to swim all the way back here. Okay, so what's the best way to go about doing this? Okay, that's fine. So I might be able to still make this work out. Because I have to go down to the ledge below to get the red coin star, but if I keep one of those panels active, then I can make it back without having to do an additional swimming trip. Oh, I didn't. I activated the panel, so... What I would have done otherwise is I would have done a triple jump wall kick up to that panel. And that skips the extra climb up, but... I'm gonna have to opt for this. Not exactly a well thought out design choice there, Pi. Now I don't have to do that anymore, thankfully. And this Chucky will be the source of my remaining coins. Okay, here's where I'm most likely to soft lock, I'd say. Alright, we should be safe now. I have actually lost a run of this category to that before when and not very fun. So now I can, and thankfully I only have to do that once because I can just come up here for both stars. Hey man, I can still critique if I want. So the 2 swimming stars here you might think would be really complicated with this route, but it's actually not. Because this first one is just kind of down here. And I'm sure many of players don't even realize this, but then you swim in this direction. And oh hey look, there's the other one. And it might be faster to wait to drown there, but again, I want to save lives, so we're just gonna exit course instead. It would take a really long time to wait to drown anyway, so I think the time difference ends up being pretty balanced. And that should be the last exit course I take in this run. Okay, next up is a Chaotic Clock Tower, and this is another one-trick pony course here, albeit very challenging. Not exactly the camera I want for this, but I should be able to make this work. So the route here is a little bit awkward because I have to spend a trip climbing here to get all these secrets. And I can grab this star sort of along the way. I think this was actually my introduction to this song. I'm not sure though. I think the Galaxy 2 version of the song is way better. And then the version in Melty Molten 2 is just, Alright, here we go, this is a better camera angle. I am a little low on health here, so there's a line of 5 coins I might want to take before I get to the 100 coin star. Alright. I don't know if this has been shown off at this event yet, but this exists. Alright. Let's just go around the Hippo then. Just a couple more to go. Yeah, here's some more good collision. So you can very easily fall through the slope. So that triple jump actually has to be in a kind of a good position there. Okay, so I got heaved there, but that didn't kill me, so thank God. And then this is the star you basically have to finish out with. That was actually pretty good. So I'm gonna make a brief detour here to grab this Toad Star, and then there's also again those three lives here that I can grab. And from here I should be safe with lives for the rest of the run, provided, unless I die unintentionally a lot of times, which probably will happen now that I've said that, because I seem to have a habit for cursing myself. Okay, here's a Easy Veneno, and so here I'll be collecting every star except reds and hundreds. Although they are doable in one trip as well, it's just that they take too long. I hope I get this first try. Nice. There's a lot of tight jumps you have to make in this route. Right. I do have to be kind of quick here, because I have to make sure I get back before these boxes despawn. Nice. Oh wow, I skipped the ledge grab there. This just leads to the King Boo fight here, where there's actually also a one up here. So that's nice. And thankfully the warp is two ways, so I can warp back. And then this just places me right next to the shelf. So I'd say this star is kind of on the fringe. This is a star I'm not sure if it should stay in the regular 121 route. Because it is like a 50... I timed it and it's like a very long star at least, compared to single star standards. So I can long jump back there, which I found out was possible. And then there's a warp there that I can conveniently take. And that places me right next to here. I can just kind of jump down here. And there we go. That was actually really fast. Okay, so next we have Suffocated Moon Temple. Here's another complaint I have about the regular 121 route. Why don't we do the 100 coin star here? Because you'll notice that I'm going to do the coin collecting here, and when combined with, I don't remember the star name, but you'll see what star I'm talking about, it takes like less than a minute and a half. Which is weird considering we do the Koopa race here, and that star takes, and like the amount of dedication you have to take for that star is almost as long. So, this category needs to be rerouted, just putting that out there. Or at least, regular 121 needs to be rerouted. Who cares? It's a really fast star. Like, just look at how many coins there are leading here. Yeah, the routes are kind of old, but I actually did a little bit of a timing a while back in order to kind of determine what stars would be fast, and I'll probably release that in case anybody wants to look at it. I don't need to be too stingy on coins here, but I want to make sure I don't miss too many. Well, yeah, this, and then also the Bowser 1 stars I feel like are a little unnecessary. Because like, why would you want to climb the level 3 times in a row for stars that take almost a minute? Or this instead of the Koopa race. And then replace the Koopa race with like Desolate Dryline Resin Punchers I feel like is really, really fast. Okay, so I'm coming up here to get these 2 stars. And there's a line of 5 on the way to this last one here that I can grab. And there we go. That's all I'm going to get there. And then the last star I'm going to get is in course 15. And you can probably guess which one it is. Yeah, we're just going to get this one. Because the 2 wing cap stars that you would normally see in regular 121 just... they take too long. And that's a nice little death strat I find there. Okay, and now we have enough stars to enter Bowser's Solar Fortress legitimately. And we get to show off something that has never been seen in this event before. There is a, I'm not going to do the VLJ here, but there is another new skip that was found last year by yours truly. And I think you're going to kind of like it. By the way, really good rendition of the Kirby 64 boss theme, I gotta say. Okay, so now we're coming up on the skip here. So normally what you would do here is you would grab this shell and then take it to the pipe that leads to the next room, but I'm actually going to hold on to this shell, and hopefully I don't die here. Okay, nice. So I'm going to ride the shell over here, and all the zones in this level are kind of connected. And weirdly, this zone doesn't have any out-of-bounds hitboxes or invisible walls to prevent you from going over the edges here. So by just jumping off the edge here, I can actually fall all the way down to the end of the level and skip the entire second shell section, saving about like 25 seconds. And there we go. So that's the level. And this is, and despite all the mistakes that's happened, this is actually world record pace. But I have to land these throws. And again, I found that skip just kind of messing around. Okay, yeah, throws are probably going to be a nightmare here. Alright, just one more. Ah, too early. Alright, please don't die. Oh my god. I think you can tell I'm still not the biggest fan of throws. There we go. So this is actually world record by like less than 20 seconds, which is amazing because this run is bad. There you go. That's Shining Stars 121 Nonstop. So that is a, so I say 1:16:48, that's a PB by 16 seconds. Yeah, I'm the only person that runs this. I was almost 3 minutes behind my PB at one point, so yeah. A lot of room for improvement left in this, so I hope you enjoyed watching that. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed all those non-stop runs. Been very glad I got to show these all off. I've been putting a lot of effort into the routes here, and I think there's a lot of, I think these are categories people would really enjoy running. They're very movement intensive and all that. So yeah, that's it for me, I guess. So good luck to everybody else who's still after the marathon.